Yes, I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
our mics are live now. So thank you for joining us for this special boot camp session on this Thursday, April 28th. We're excited to have you with us today. We're going to jump right in and get going. As we like to do, we like to thank all of our community partners for their time, their effort, and their expertise. We couldn't do this without them. So thank you to our community partners. For those not familiar, the Small Business Boot Camp is designed to help small businesses prepare, grow, and plan. It is a statewide initiative. And not only is it the webinar that we do every Tuesday with an occasional special session thrown in there, it is a content library and a series of workshops with our community partners. So the content library is where we house all of our recorded webinars. So for the last 2 years, yesterday was our 2-year anniversary, but for the last 2 years, we've recorded all the webinars that we've done. And we have over 200 recordings listed in our content library on our webpage. And you can access these at no cost. You just scroll through the webpage. You can sort by those 7 different categories and find the previous webinar for the topic you're looking for, and watch that and get that knowledge, and also download any materials that the presenter may have included in that. So the content library is an amazing resource that has grown and become an awesome place to find content for you. Also, real quick, the ACA has a number of different programs that help support small businesses, small business services, our workforce, and our Arizona MEP. And then aside from the divisions that help small businesses, we also have our small business checklist, and this can help entrepreneurs as they get started understand the commonly requested licensing, registration, compliance needs at the local, state, and federal level. So with that, I want to jump in real quick and look at some of our upcoming sessions. So next Tuesday, May 3rd, is LinkedIn for Business Development. We're excited to talk about LinkedIn. It's one of the top ways for business to business and to touch those other business owners in the social media world. And then on Friday, May 6th, we've got a great workshop plan. And this is both virtually and in person. So we hope to have some people show up and join us in person for this workshop. It'll be at 9 a.m. and be about a 3-hour workshop. But if you can't stay for the full 3 hours, you're welcome to stay for part of it and join us. But we're going to hear from Wells Fargo, Gallagher and Kennedy, REDW, Blue Cross, and the Small Business Development Centers to learn about some of the tools and resources as you look to access capital and grow your company. So we brought in Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona for that, to talk about as you grow some of the resources that you may need for your employees as you're looking to grow and scale your business. And then on Tuesday, May 10th, we have Bookkeeping Made Easy. Really excited about this session. So hopefully you can join us on some of those that are upcoming. With that, we're going to jump right into today's session. We have this special session provided by ASU, and really to share some of the ASU programs that are available for small businesses and small business employees across the state. So we have Lucas Wenrick with us, and he's the director of the ASU Pathways program at ASU. So Lucas, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen and turn it over to you.
Thanks, Rob. I'm gonna share my screen as well. Just a pleasure to be here with everybody today. I think we'll have some time at the end for questions. So if you have any, please feel free to put them in the chat or ask them towards the Q&A. That being said, I'm going to share my screen and put it on the slideshow here. So just before I really dive in too much, though, wanted to call out that ASU is evolving as an institution at all times. Everybody knows the most innovative university in the world, so there's always something new over here. But one of the things that we're really focusing on lately is what we're calling the ASU Learning Enterprise, which is dedicated to providing access to higher education or educational opportunity at all stages of a person's life. That could be from kindergarten all the way through the end of someone's life there. So one of those things that we're going to talk about today is our Universal Learner courses. But even within Learning Enterprise, we have several other key products, such as our Career Catalyst team that does non-credit upskilling work for the workforce. So if there's questions about that at the end, I can start making connections as well. That being said, what I think is the coolest thing in all of higher ed, and I think a really key piece that we can bring to our small businesses here, is what we call universal learner courses. There's 5 key features to these, but I think you'll find them to be really relevant here. The first is that you can start anytime. You choose from over 25 different courses right now, but there'll be 50 by fall. They're just $25 to start. There's no lengthy application process, but you are able to you're able to sign up on the spot and get access to our education right away. There's universal eligibility. So there's no questions about previous academic standing. You are admissible right from the start. No transcripts needed, no application required, no GPA thresholds. You're automatically admitted to these 4 credit classes right away. There's no penalty for failure in these courses as well. And this is the key feature of what we do here in Universal Learner courses. Learners that start with our classes pay $25 to start. And then if they're successful, they pay $400 for that college credit. If you're not successful, you don't have to pay for that. I think that's the key piece that I really want to call out here. With our courses, that $25 to start is a pretty low risk there to get somebody into those classes. And for a lot of people, they might not just have the higher education experience to really jump into some of these programs. But once they do, and they start seeing that they're successful, then paying that $400 at the end is really the ultimate kind of key to this. So no real upfront $5,000 to start or anything. It's super low risk on the front end. And then the last 2 pieces that I really want to call out here are it's the same college credit as anywhere else at the university. So if you take English 101 with us, it's English 101 anywhere at the institution. And then you can earn admission to the university if you pass a subset of 4 or 8 of these classes with a 2.75 GPA. What I maybe want to underline here a little bit more is just this no penalty for failure. And the pathways into degree programs at the institution. We partner with a lot of large corporations like Starbucks and Uber, and they might provide, a full educational pathway there. We know that a lot of our small businesses in the state really want to retain talent and compete in the same ways, but paying $8,000 a year and you're not sure if somebody's going to make it all the way through is really challenging for a lot of our organizations. So what we're trying to do is provide a really easy way for you to engage at a super low risk way in that $25. And then if people are successful, help them move into that next step. I think what I'll share here now, if my screen updates a little bit, is who we're seeing success here. And I think the one that's most salient here is in our working learner space that I'll talk about here in a second. But you could even foresee this being a product that might be beneficial for families as well within your small businesses. So we're seeing high school learners take these as AP or dual enrollment replacements. We're seeing people that are inadmissible to the university actually guaranteeing their admission to the institution if they can pass 4 of those classes with us. Non-ASU college students or just other university students might be taking these in a low risk way, but where I really want to focus is on these working learners. So what we found was, these general education courses that we were offering for the last few years, and we've had almost 60,000 people who've taken these classes. These general education courses were really relevant, but not always the most important piece for a lot of our learners. A lot of people are looking for that piece of paper that says they learned something and they can get either a better job or move up within their organization on it. So what we've started to do, and I'll get into this here in a little bit, is really focus on career-focused credentials within the 4-credit environment. So imagine someone gets a 4-course stack in project management and then is able to help maybe move up into a larger position or a different position in the organization. They're also able to then enroll at the university. Doesn't matter how they did in high school or if they tried college in the past, they can pass those 4 courses and get that certificate. They're guaranteed admission to the university as well. So just to talk a little bit more about maybe intentional community engagement here. So how are we actually engaging with our employer partners and with our nonprofit partners and everyone really in the space here? Well, everyone who comes into our system has access to our catalog of courses, dedicated support resources. We have entire communications journeys, making sure that they know exactly what they're supposed to be doing, when and why, motivational campaigns, and even ASU 360 live services that are mental health resources that we have available 24/7 for learners. And then they can even get some tutoring for their classes if they pay a small fee for those as well. But when we start partnering with organizations, we do a couple really important things, which I really want to call out here. So we give access to real-time analytics. So this is a key feature that I think is really important to call out. when you sign someone up, maybe at most institutions, you sign them up and then pay that tuition and then wait 4 or 5 months for them to actually see if they were successful or not. With our program, you'll be able to see how they're doing on a daily basis, and be able to track their movement throughout our courses. So it's not this, not pay and wait, but rather let's track and then maybe even target some interventions to make sure that they're successful. And then secondarily, we can actually have you select those specific courses. So rather than maybe signing them up for all 50 courses or opportunity there, you may say that actually we have a really important need here in our organization to fill an IT gap or project management or data analytics. Well, we've got certificates in all of those that you can actually curate and make sure that those are the ones your learners are taking, your employees are taking, and then get them right into that next spot. And then lastly, this is something that I think is really cool for us. We can actually do a co-branded website for you on the fly. So if this is something you're interested in, you reach out, we can sign you up, get you access within the same week, and then also have you a website shortly after where you can actually push all your learners and have it co-branded with Arizona State University. A couple of things just to maybe call out. These courses we found were much more successful when we did two things: partners and pathways. One of those in partnerships and with corporations here, such as Starbucks and Uber, but many others in the space as well. But also in our high school spaces, we see the learners that feel affinity to a group just do so much better. And if there's a financial benefit there as well, they really do move into the right spaces. But I want to call out a couple other pieces here. So as we're thinking through our connection portfolio and how do we actually help learners be successful through this, you can actually have that partner portal access and that personalized website, but we can get even deeper here as well and start to think through how do we give you everything you need to make sure that you're filling the maybe workforce gaps that you have or retaining talent in the right ways and helping those learners be successful. So we have some modified pathways where we can actually pick and choose which courses, even outside of the specific certificates we have, we can actually work on one together with you and maybe say, actually, I just need an accounting course and maybe this, a writing course would be helpful for my workforce. We can also provide some real-time analytics to you on the fly there as well. And then curated courses and programs. So we can actually develop new courses very specifically for your organization. I don't want to focus too much on that one because it does require a little bit of funding up front and often a lot longer of a timeline, sometimes up to a year to get a really good course off the ground. But there is flexibility there. So if you're saying there is this immense need for my organization and I'm not able to fill it otherwise, we can absolutely partner with you to make sure that you have the curriculum in your hands to be able to move learners into those spaces. And then this is really where I want to focus attention just for a few minutes. So I think it's just signing people up maybe for bachelor's degrees at an institution is one thing, but we're really focused on that stackable nature and value earlier in the curriculum. So there's two things that we do really well within Universal Learner courses. The first is we provide direct matriculation pathways to the institution. And all that really means is we're providing clear guidance on what courses you need to take so that you can have guaranteed admission to the institution and so that you aren't duplicating effort later on. And so if you're interested in maybe computer science or engineering, business and entrepreneurship, we've got 8+ classes in each of those domains that you can actually start looking into, taking early, and then moving into those next steps. But this right here, these career path certificates might be the most notable piece of our conversation today. And so we're really focusing now on that stackable nature rather than just 4 credit courses that are open access just to anyone. We're thinking about more so how do we provide that workforce value to someone so that they can either get the better job or move up in the organization. The ones that are live for us right now are what we call our Applied Business Data Analytics Certificate out of our WP Carey School of Business. This one focuses on advanced Excel and business, data visualization, business process management, really helps learners maybe move up into those skill sets that they might have already but need tweaking, or they've just never been exposed to. Tableau visualization software is a little bit funky. It's hard to learn that. So we've got some really great lessons on those. The second is we actually partner with Google to launch their IT certificate. So learners can actually get 4 credit IT skills moving into that space, but then they can also earn admission to the institution and don't duplicate any other effort there either. And then the last one that's going to be live here shortly is our project management certificate. And so that'll just be a 4-course sequence, but that'll help learners really think through a lot of the critical components of project management. And then all of these just launched this spring. So we're just getting these out into the world and haven't even done any marketing on any of them yet. But we've got 6 or 7 other conversations happening around healthcare, programming, social media, digital audiences, anything where a stack of 4 courses could really move somebody into that next space, and maybe fill a key gap within the organizations. And then I've just got one last slide here, and then I want to open it up for questions. I know I blew right through those, but the last thing I really want to call out here is just the curriculum pathways. So just as I was saying before, individual learners with no formal partnership have access to our courses right now. You today can actually go to ea.asu.edu. You can sign up. Within 24 hours, you'll have an ASU right. You'll be a learner within our system. No questions asked. You're good to go. But for those that we partner with, we want to think really deeply about how do we provide the most seamless opportunities here. So course selection and curation. And then we can even think through, maybe you do want a lot of your learners to have bachelor's degrees, and that would really be helpful for, or your workers to have bachelor's degrees. And if that'd be really helpful for you, we can actually develop curated ASU 101 courses to make it really clear about how some of the skill sets that you think might be most relevant for them to be learning before they even enter those bachelor's degree programs. And we can adjust that curriculum a little bit to make sure that it's what your workforce needs. And then the last 2 I really have here are on modified pathways. So again, those customized packages. So maybe you just need a STEM pathway itself. We can put that together. And then we can also start developing much more curated materials for your organization as we move forward. That's the vast majority of what I've got, but I just want to open it up maybe for some questions from the group here at this point.
Excellent, Lucas. For those that have questions, please post those in the Q&A at the bottom of the box there, at the bottom of the screen, Q&A box. And we can get those questions there, or with our group, we don't normally do this, but we can have you throw it in the chat as well, if that's easier. So Lucas, if I have, as a small business owner, can I work with ASU to create some programs? Because right now there's a lot of small businesses that are struggling to find employees with the skills they need to fill some spots. But what if I want to just go ahead and train my own existing people to move into a skill set they don't currently have? Is this the right program for that?
Yeah, and Learning Enterprise absolutely is. So within Universal Learner courses, if you want that in a 4-credit environment where it maybe provides that salient skill set that they can then stack into a bachelor's degree later, we're the right people to talk to, and you want to make sure that we're aligned there. We also have other teams, though, that are entirely focused on filling those workforce gaps too. So in the non-credit space. So absolutely, if you have a specific need for your organization, Learning Enterprise is here to help both create those programs, leverage existing ones, and then just maybe co-partner on the development of some of that curriculum.
Excellent. And do you have a slide with your contact information so the folks that are on with us can contact you if they have more questions?
I do. It's right at the end here, and it's right down here. So if you've got, lucas.winrick@asu.edu. So if you have any questions about what we discussed today, totally open to any conversations here.
Excellent. Well, that was a short but sweet boot camp. We like those. We have no problem giving people time back in their day. We don't appear to have any other questions, but we're glad that you could come on and share that information. Of course, this is being recorded, so those that missed it can come back and view the recording. And all of you attending can share the recording with others if you want to share it with your employer if needed, or with your employees, so you can see if it's something that they want to do. You can share it with them. Short and sweet recording. So we're glad that we could help support ASU with this program that supports employers and growing their employees for a stronger workforce. So we're glad to have that. Lucas, do you have any last minute comments to wrap up?
Yeah, just maybe one thing from my side is just we're eager to support really any needs that you might have, both on an individual learner level all the way through hundreds of employees at a time. So if you have any questions about anything we're presenting here, or really any education or training needs, you can reach out to me and I can connect you to the right folks at ASU or even within our organization at ASU that'll help you get exactly what you need.
All right, excellent. With that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Lucas will share this slide deck with me, and we will post it with the recording, so you can also see that on the resource page in the content library. So thank you all for joining us this morning. Again, we'll give you some time back to your day, and we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday for our next boot camp session. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, Rob.